Hello, as the title says, today I will be talking about the peel movement. Bro, literally, I think this is so funny because people actually see that like a cult or like politics, if you know what I mean. In my opinion, if you relate with self-improvement videos and self-improvement content, wanting to be a sigma or something, you should really watch that because actually it's good for you because it helps you develop the part of your brain where you put yourself to do the real work, to do the real work and actually accomplish some things. But if you do watch it for the fact that you see those kind of things, that you want to be a sigma, you want to look cool, be muscular, be smart, be intelligent, and making other people feel shame for themselves, laughing on other people because they are weaker than you, because they are much smaller than you or something. This is not the kind of stuff that you should do with those kind of behaviors. Let me explain extremely fast. If you start to think about self-improvement, why do you do it? You do it because you want to show off the fact that you're extremely big and extremely smart and you have a lot of money. When you start to do those things and actually start to improve yourself as a person and as a human being, once you will realize the fact that you started self-improvement, to not be weak, to not be judged by others, to have money, to have the woman of your dreams, then you will realize that you need to help others that just got in the path that you just walked. Inspire them, help them achieve those goals that they want to achieve. You've been there too, you passed through that, and I know that. Every one of us, every little one of us did make that change in their lives. They've been there, done that. We've been there, done that. They didn't. We need to help them so they can achieve those things. If they don't achieve those things, think about it. The human mind is extremely sloppy when it comes to something like that. Once you can't achieve in a short period of time something that you really propose to yourself that you will do, you will lose your track. Especially when someone better than you, bigger than you comes and makes fun of you. And I know that because I've been there. Now, as a man, I try to change myself, to not judge others. This is the concept that I'm working at right now on. Not judging others for their own, I don't know, appearances or their own state of mind or anything. I'm trying to help people achieve their goals, trying to help people lose some fat, trying to help people having a better life. That's why I do this. So that's why I need to do this too as a man. If you want to become a sigma, you will be a sigma. You have a lot of women in front of you and in your back and everything. You have your bank account. You will always drive your own Mercedes. And come on, bro, that's not what masculinity is about. And everybody knows that. That's actually the concept that they talk about and they name toxic masculinity. This is the part where the table has turned, and I changed the subject of discussion from the red pill to the blue pill. In the next minutes you will hear my honest opinion about the blue pill movement, and I will be talk a bit about feminism, but I'll leave that subject for another time. When you talk about the blue pill, such as they call the actual cult, that's the cult name if you want to name it like that, you talk about people that really need our help, from mentally to physically, because there are men there that lost their track in life, men that can't actually prove and be worthy and happy with their own masculinity. The fact that they were born to be men's. I'm not gonna talk about bisexual and women, and those kind of concepts aren't like my area. But I will talk about men that don't feel comfortable being a man. People that actually change their gender, their pronouns, as those times bring that to us. The pronoun stuff, everybody's talking about the pronoun stuff, and people keep obsessing over it. People with that kind of insecurity from the fact that they were born men and they don't feel like it. That stuff comes from trauma, comes from bad childhood, comes from only having your mother as your only parent, not having your father into your life. That's what really affects you. And don't get me wrong, it's not necessarily for men. It's not necessarily for men, it's for women too. I know that. I have friends that actually have issues with their dads. The fact that didn't spend enough time with it when they were a child. They're for the mans, all the mans around the world. That's the first beginning where you really start to guide your own path on your own masculinity. Your father defines it. Your father shows you the stuff that nobody will as being a man. And either way, he helps you achieve that and go through that path, or you have to grow yourself and realize what's the best path for you and follow it. Not everybody realizes that. And people actually think about this as being something negative. The fact that they have to go through suffering continuously for finding themselves. Nobody will ever encourage this. But sincerely, this is my opinion. I'm not gonna project that on anybody. But sincerely, you should do that if you are in that kind of posture where you need to find your own path through the masculine way. Just think about it. All the companies, all the stuff wants us to be free, to express our own true self. The fact that you were not born to be man when we are man. Oh, come on. Jesus Christ. Come on. Don't you actually believe that stuff? I'm not trying to be offensive, and I don't have anything to shame for the people that are like that. But they need help because especially those days, social media is going extremely rough, exposing a lot of things and giving people freely to speak whatever they think that is in their minds. We need to control ourselves. You see, how many times did you actually enter on, I don't know, Instagram and find some reels of a girl that actually pretends or she believes that she's a cat, she was biologically born half cat? That's a condition. That's an actual condition. And people like that should see a therapist, or I don't know, even better than that. But nobody have the courage to say something. And if they do, and if they say something, they're pushed away. They're canceled. Everybody's afraid of that. The fact that they will be canceled. You can no longer speak freely on social media. Everybody knows that. The third thing I want to talk about is actually content. Content is extremely important those days. And more, the social media marketings know how to keep us in there. But especially the content creators. The content creators that will come and use your drive to actually do something in life, like the red pill movement. That for me, especially right now, feels like a cult. People keep acting like they're in a cult with that. Believe me, as a man that wants to do something with their life, those kind of content creators encourage you strongly to stay and watch 4 hours of their content, which is not either way healthy, either way beneficial for you. It might be but not staying 4 hours on YouTube or 6 hours or 8 hours. There are people that lock themselves in the house and that's all they do. That's all they do. That's all their day. What I encourage you to do is, yes, watch those kind of content, but don't be drugged by it. Don't you lose yourself in those kind of stuffs. Use what you learned there and use it in the society out there. Be productive, go work, go do something, go run, go do physical activities, go find new people to meet. Live your life. Don't stay on social media, because that's actually what people want. A man that would want the best for you will not tell you to watch 4 hours on their content. Yeah, that's gonna make them rich. I know that. Everybody knows that. And it's in their advantage. But in your advantage is that you should just use the ideas from there out there in the society. Don't feed yourself with the idea that you're doing something. That's another discussion to talk, but don't feed yourself with that kind of dopamine that you're doing something, but you're not necessarily moving a muscle. When you do something, you need to put yourself in the position where you move, where you think for yourself to actually do something. I'm not trying to offend anybody that live their lives in this kind of lifestyle, but it's not healthy for you. As the time has passed in the last few months, I've been really doing my research on all the stuff on the internet, and I see where all had gone wrong. That's why one of my next videos is going to be about social media and how actually people really live their lives in there, really waste their time, a lot of time. If you're not careful, you will lose your life there. This is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. This is the second video on my channel. I don't know if I'm gonna count it, but I thought about a really interesting idea. On the last, I don't know, 10 seconds of the video, I'm gonna post a black picture where I will write my real thoughts at that time when I'm editing or something. About the world, about, I don't know, you guys, about, because I already seen I got my first video and I have already 10 viewers. That was amazing. I do want to increase the people that will watch this kind of content. I still didn't find any catchy phrase, so as the Hamza says, to the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. See you tomorrow.